Hi, we're back for episode 4, A New Hope. That's for all you Star Wars fans out there.
I'm Brenda.
And I'm Laura, the serial starter. And I have been serial starting a lot lately. But actually, no. I sort of calmed down because this week I worked on the same thing all week. And what was that? Do you know what it was?
Yes, I do.
Oh, what was it?
It was Mary Miller.
Mary Miller, yes.
A lot of people are starting to get their kits now for Mary Miller. This is the Stitch Along through Country Sampler, put out by the Scarlet House. It's not sold out. You can still get it. You need to call Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, and they will get you on the list and ship it to you. It's available for 1 year through Country Sampler, so it's not sold out no matter what you've heard. I do know they're having to make a change with linen, but it's still all good. Whatever you get, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I got it on, I think, Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And I've been going to town on it because I'm really having fun. First of all, I love this border because I can just stitch it. Yeah, I memorized it. Yeah. Because I'm a genius. But
it's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it.
And it doesn't change anywhere weirdo place, right?
Yeah, no, I hope not, because
anyway,
these are the great colors involved.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really love it. Of course, I'm excited. I want to get down to the house.
The house and the horse and all the good stuff down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So,
so I've been having fun with that.
Very nice.
And I put it in what I consider to be a matching bag. This is a bag that Natalia made. She used to live in Colorado. She just moved to Spain. But I sent her this fabric, and she made this beautiful bag. It's the same on the inside.
And the blue is almost the same as the blue.
I know, that's why I picked it. So thanks, Natalia.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So I've been having a lot of fun with that this week. In fact, yesterday, that's all I did, basically.
Oh, perfect day.
Yeah. No cooking, ever. Hardly. Unless it's toast. Yeah.
Well, I did not stitch yesterday.
Painful.
Yes.
Painful.
I was in my another happy place, which was all good.
Yeah.
So we have to make up for some stitching, though, which will happen this coming weekend. So
yeah.
Anyhow.
And Michigan won. We're in your happy place. You were seeing them win.
The last 2 weeks they won.
Thank God.
That's good. But I have been working still on this. This is Mary Good by Sassafras Samplers. I'm working on the tree down here by this dude down here. I don't know if that's a cat or a dog or what. This is like the bottom. This is the grass that there will go all the way across, and then the bottom border. So I still have a ways to go, but definitely nearing a finish.
You know what I love? I love this border with these pink and reds hanging down. That's gorgeous.
And what you can't see maybe in here is the border's green, and then there's pink.
Oh,
going around.
Two colors.
Oh, here you can see my threads. So, which is kind of fun.
Where's the other things? I love this little. It's not really a snowflake, but whatever it is, that is a cool motif.
And her colors, I mean, are just crazy. And look at the Adam and Eve are going to be that same bright pink.
Oh,
as
really?
The
That's
cherubs.
fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So
that's really gorgeous. I love the trees.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
It's just been
good
wonderful to work on. Wonderful, wonderful.
What count is that? Is that 40?
This is 40 parchment.
Wheat Swigert.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. And you can only get this through Sassy Jack's column. Get it ordered. I'm stitching with a Swatagé, but I'm sure even the DMC would be beautiful. So if you don't want to do the silk, do the DMC. It would still be beautiful.
Did you see all the stuff last weekend at Sassy Jack's? The Bristol Orphanage Sampler? Oh, we should have been there.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked really, really amazing.
Gary and Vanna put out
their videos were so good. Fiber Talk. Go to YouTube and watch Fiber Talk videos.
You felt like you were there.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to get everything that they showed.
I do. I want all those, especially all the ones Vanna bought. I want all those samplers.
I know. And that banding.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered some.
Yeah, I thought I could live without it, but no.
Yeah, you need some.
Yeah, and I need some spools.
Yes.
So that leads to an antique shop
Yes.
trip, which,
Yes.
oh, I can kind of
Yeah,
segue.
talk about your retreat last week.
Last weekend, we went to Shipshewana with Inspired Needle. Kathy of Inspired Needle does that retreat every year, and it's really a highlight of the year because it's just stitching and shopping and fellowship.
Yes.
That's what my mom and I call it, fellowship. Yeah, and my mom went with, and she had a really, really good time. It was fun.
Nice and relaxing.
It was very relaxing. Yeah.
It's in Amish country. I'm sorry I missed it because it was
good.
It looked like a lot of fun. So, what did you get there?
What did I get there? Well, on the way there, we always stop at House of Stitches. Excuse me. You should see this table.
We need a bigger table.
Yeah.
And we need little people around us or little tables around us. To put
you know
all this
what?
stuff
I'm going
on.
to have to not go in order. Like when I see it, I'll tell you where it came from because this is a little bit of a nut mess here.
Okay.
One thing I did get when I was at the retreat was this. And this is a vintage powder.
Oh,
ladies would put powder in here and then put it on their face. And there's a little pin cushion in here. And this was made by Linda Stoltz, who is Erica Michaels.
I love that. Does Kathy have any more of those, or was that just an exclusive for?
She has some left, I do believe. There was one that was in a pink china cup that I wanted also, but I tried to
restrain yourself.
Yeah, Mike do it.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. So one of the reasons I brought this today is because I just got it, and I have been trying to incorporate antique things into my stitching. So I've had this for eons. It says T on it. I don't know that you can tell.
Yeah.
And it used to have a lid, but you can go to antique shops and find cute stuff like this. And then I have it sitting by me, and I put all my orts in it when I don't throw them on the floor. It's 50-50 where it goes, but
so I aim for the jar.
No, sometimes I just go boop. Just depends.
Okay.
But I've had this one for a long time, I like to have little vintage things around. This I have sitting next to me, and I put my threads in it, whatever threads I'm using, my scissors, and I have a little pin cushion in here that I can thread up a bunch of needles. So I just have this sitting next to me.
Cool.
And I sort of have a couple of these, but this is my favorite one currently.
I
and
like
it's
that size.
Yeah, the size is good. It's beat up and everything, but that's kind of the charm of the whole thing. And so I got this at an antique shop, and I've seen things like this at antique shops a lot.
You should bring it next time with all your stuff in there.
I will.
Yes. So we can see
shall.
Yes.
Oh, and then speaking of ort jars, Starbucks has these mugs. So whenever I go somewhere, I like to get one of these and think I'm going to put orts in them someday. But I've got one from Indiana. Where else have we been? I keep never getting the Arizona one. I need to get
Virginia.
Virginia. I have a really cool one from Virginia. Okay. Yeah, so. Oh, and I have Washington
Did you get one from
State.
Minneapolis?
I don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Very
maybe
nice.
I'm not following my own rules.
Well,
As
get
per
on that.
usual. Yeah, I need to get on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
I
the
love that.
using antiques, but this thing is just darling. And this I can set in that wooden tray and then keep threads in it.
And it looks like the top is like old, is it glass? Oh no, it's just plastic, but it looks
tin, like a tin.
Wavy
Yeah.
glass. There.
Yeah. So pretty.
Yeah, that is. I like that.
So Linda did a really amazing job making these.
Very nice.
Yes. So that's
Very,
the
very
antique
nice.
the vintage portion of the show.
Yes.
The big show.
I did have a finish on Friday. Can you believe it?
Yeah. I
This
believe it.
is the L Genders by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I'm looking for the pattern. You've probably all seen it. Laura had finished hers in our first video. It doesn't matter what.
Are you going to
looks
have
like.
it made into the needle roll?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. just perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the fabric. It's 36 count. I know that, and it's cayenne.
Oh,
Is
cayenne.
the thread.
By Weeks?
Yes. Yep.
Nice.
Because I think that's what Anne she used, and she got hers done immediately, and I copied. So
yeah.
I love that.
That's going to be fun. Then we can bring it
Yes.
to retreats.
Yes. Roll it up. We
And
just
be
have
cool.
to remember to bring
Yeah, I
it,
know.
you know.
Mhm.
So, anyhow.
Yes, it's very nice.
And,
Ooh, this is a good one.
you know, we talked about the rule for Blackbird books. And
Buy
this
them all.
Yes, buy them all. Well, we got this tremendous idea from Carol, Saltbox Stitcher. When she's got a book like this,
And she knows she's going to do probably everything in it.
right, or at least a good majority, she pulls all the thread for all the projects and puts them on a ring. So, she has everything ready to go.
So
Look at
she
all
can
those
just
colors
start
in
whatever.
there. Yes. And that's for all the colors for all the
Everything in there.
projects in this book.
So then you can just go wild at any moment.
You can just have this in a project bag. And I didn't pull any fabric yet. But I just think that's a great idea.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of buying yourself a new piece of jewelry, I would much rather have this going in my
me
life.
Too. Me too. Yeah. And some of these are such small projects, you don't need the whole skein.
Right.
And you can use, and a lot of them are duplicate colors, so you can use the same.
But it's just a
thing.
really good idea when you
Yes.
just get it all together so that you
It's
know, you have
perfect.
it ready.
It's perfect. So we copied Carol.
Mhm.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, we like to use good ideas.
Yes. Yes. What else?
I have been wanting to stitch Marianne Blackburn
Love that.
for many years.
Yeah.
And so I finally got all the threads for it. And when we were in Minnesota, I got this piece of 40 count R&R sheep straw,
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
which I believe is what's called for. So I may serial start this soon.
I love the tulips in there.
I know, it's
Yeah.
just...
And the
so
red.
cool.
I mean, you can't
Yeah.
go wrong with red. Love
So
it.
I could say this would be on my immediate radar.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediate radar.
Okay, immediate radar.
Immediate radar. I have one immediate radar. You know how it changes from the last, things changed.
Every
2 weeks
day.
ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, different things were on my radar. But one thing, I need to get back to this. This is a sampler by Needlework Press. I love it. Country Sampler just had theirs finished, and they adapted it a little bit differently, and it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It makes me want to call Country Sampler and get the kit from there, but I won't because I had it kitted with the attic. It was an attic stitch along a couple years ago, and I got it, and this is how far I've gotten. But just look at those beautiful reds and the border.
It's
it's not
gorgeous.
real big. This
No.
is the end here.
And that chair. Oh, yeah. I love chairs and samplers.
And the house, the red house. Well, I need to get back to this as soon as I get done with Mary Good. I
okay,
just
that'd be
love
good.
that. That's this week's plan. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's good to have choices.
Yes, we have lots of choices.
Yeah, we do.
We do have lots of choices. And this is another one that I love. But what I love most about it is Country Sampler, once again, changed it. And they kitted it on this dark fabric. I think this is tin rough. Does it say? Doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it is tin rough. Just the DMCs. But
Gorgeous. That makes a
I
big difference.
love it on
Yeah.
this dark fabric.
They have a model of that, don't they?
Yeah.
It's always...
And I'm already thinking
Something
Christmas.
like it. Oh, you are?
Yeah, I know. Call me crazy, but
No,
I love
it's not
that.
crazy.
So,
It's just,
anyhow.
you got to be in the mood, and I'm not
Yeah.
in the mood yet.
yeah, you have to do what makes you happy.
Although I
And-
see something in your pile that might get me in the mood once I get it.
Oh, are you talking about these?
No.
Oh.
But you can talk about those
Okay.
now. I like those.
Okay. Here is this little book. Came out a couple years ago. I've done a couple. And once again, I did what Carol did, and I pulled all the threads for all the berries. There's 6 in here. And I have it all, the fabric cuts,
Oh,
ready to
nice.
go.
That's great.
So, and I have them all in my project bag. But I just think it's a great idea. I mean, look at that.
I know, they're
You
gorgeous.
could do this little book. I mean,
Yeah, it's the book itself is so
Yeah.
cute. Look at how
Yeah.
they did it.
and I mean,
Can you show that picture? Look at
Yeah.
that with those pins coming out. That's
so
cool.
cute. I think Pat has done most of them.
And Kelly. I
Yeah,
think, has
that's
done a lot
right.
of 'em.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And Patty made this little fob thing for you.
Yep.
Cool.
I just pulled that out. I mean, I just love that.
Yeah,
So,
that's fun.
anyhow, so that's on my Christmas radar. Christmas radar.
I was thinking we have to maybe do a show with all Christmas stuff in December.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love October. October
Yeah.
is my very, very, very favorite month.
Mine too.
Yeah, definitely.
I love October.
Yes. Cool football. Love it. And I love Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it. But I like stitching for
Christmas has so many, there's so many charts that are so, they touch your heart.
Mhm.
They're just so sweet. The Santas and the
Yes.
peppermint and everything.
And
Speaking of.
Prairie Schooler.
Oh, yeah.
Is just like one of the best for Christmas stuff.
But you got this in the mail
Yes,
this week. This is from the Quaint Country Ladies Club through Dying to Stitch. And this is the
Yes.
Pineberry Lane. And this
Is this not darling?
is amazing.
And you don't have to make it into the bag if you don't want to. You could make it into like a flat fold,
Mhm.
a little pin cushion.
But the bag hanging from a door would be
Oh,
adorable.
yeah. Definitely.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
And it looks like the bag is braided with to look like a peppermint, red and white.
Is it like that baker's twine?
Could be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cute. Wendy from Pineberry Lane.
Yeah. And she has some new releases today. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if you saw
yeah.
those.
They're Halloween ones,
Mhm.
yeah.
They're
I
darling.
love her stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really cute.
And with that, can't just have one pattern coming by itself. So I got this. I love that. Be great, patriotic. I love
Mhm.
it. And then this one. I have an
Yeah.
orange cat.
And I
so-
love that corn
Yeah.
on it.
That's
I saw
cute.
this model last week at the
Oh,
retreat.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Paulette's models were there, and they're really cute, every single one of them.
darling. And then I just think that this house is
That is
super
so
cool.
Yeah, that is fun. That'd be a
Just
fun
cool.
stitch.
Yeah. I have to look at that next year because I'm
You're booked up.
booked up. We're
For
on to
this year.
Christmas. Yeah, we're on to Christmas. So
You know, I still have not been able to stop stitching samplers. I'm still like,
oh yeah. you
Yeah.
always have to stitch a sampler, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to put in a little small.
yeah, I
In
should do
between,
that. I should
you
do
know.
that.
Yes.
Speaking of, you know how whenever I come to your house, I find things on your walls that I want to stitch. This. I've ordered this chart from Kathy because I want to stitch it ASAP. Isn't that adorable? It's Stacy
Thank
Nash.
you. Yes, and it was shown on black fabric, a really dark
Yes.
fabric, as a bag. And Carol Sampler Farm did hers on this lighter fabric. So
And
I did
I
too.
never wanted to stitch it on dark because
Yeah.
you know that's kind of intimidating. So when I saw this on the light, it looks beautiful.
And Joy did the finishing. I just said into her and I said, just finish
Do
it.
whatever.
Yep. Use your creativity. Well, bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. I just love it with the little strawberry.
I know, that's so cute.
Just
What's this in here?
Oh, that's just, I
Oh.
picked that up
Oh.
somewhere. I can't remember where I got that. I think that's for, I'm sure there's a
Oh,
design.
to put it, yeah. But I like it just like that.
I
That's
just
cool.
like that. I love that. And then just to tuck it in here.
Yeah,
And it's hanging next to my stitching chair down
I
here.
love that.
So,
So that's in the section of our show called Brenda Stitched It, and now I want to.
yes. Yeah. I'm glad you ordered it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Can't wait till it comes in.
Yeah. And I don't remember the fabric I used. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but
Okay,
as
so-
long as it's a light something or other,
Yes.
I can.
Yes,
I can do
definitely.
that.
So, I was gonna say something. I can't remember.
Well,
Hold
it'll
on.
come to you
Yes.
at some point.
Okay.
Oh, this is in the, I bought stuff on the
on your
way.
way.
This was one thing I bought at House of Stitches on the way. I love this. And it's from, of course, friend Paula, Whimsical Edge Designs. It's from her Schoolgirl Thread Keep series.
Does she have 2 different color shoes on?
No, one shoe is off.
Oh,
And I
that's
think she's
cute.
holding it, yeah.
With her red purse and one
Yeah.
red shoe. Oh,
Yeah.
that's darling.
Yeah, so
Super.
I had to get that.
Yeah.
That was a
Love that.
must.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What else?
What else? Oh, I know. Back to Halloween. Debbie, I think it was Debbie, asked where that witch that I stitched, what book, Prairie Schooler book it was from. See her up on the top there. This is the book, Heads Up.
This
Yeah.
one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And those you could do like in a night.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah.
A long night.
Yeah. And so when I was looking for this, I came across some other ones that I just thought were fun to talk about. Because this one, I just want to do that up.
Yeah. Oh, that
I think
would
I
be
even
cute.
started it once. But
Oh, yeah.
because there's so many good ones that, you know, you can't do them all. And this one, I want to do just these cats with their holding of the pumpkin and the witch.
Oh, I love it.
I mean,
I love
that whole one is cool, but
Yeah, I think Prairie Schooler has a market on their Halloween designs.
they're amazing.
Yes.
And then, and then this one. That pumpkin head guy and that cat.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I thought you did the
so
cat.
cute.
Did you not do that little cat?
No, I never
Oh.
have.
Okay. Those are darling.
Yeah.
Darling,
So, but
darling.
the answer to the question was that's where the witch came from.
And I think, speaking of questions and comments, thank you all again so much for your comments. And I think we've answered all questions. But if we didn't, please leave us another one and we will try our best to answer your questions. Someone asked about, what do I do with it? Oh, here it is. Well, here, let me show. I have a couple fall that I didn't show from last week. This is Plum Street. That's just in one of those little tart pans. I don't remember the name of it.
Jack's tart?
Could
No.
be. I don't remember.
It'd be easy to
it's
find.
2 or 3 years old.
Mhm.
So, I love it. I just lays out. And then Pineberry Lane. This little pillow hangs like that.
Fancy Blacket?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole series. She has a lot of those, but that's the lady's name,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
Oh,
the
that's
backing
cute.
fabric. I did that myself.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good, very good. I love the
Just-
buttons here.
Yeah. Just hangs up.
Cute.
And someone asked about this. This is old.
Little
I
house.
probably did this 10 or 11 years ago, and Vanna finished it for me. And it's a hanger that used to hang on my door, and now it hangs behind me on my right-hand side. Someone asked about that. It's a little house. There's another one out, too. She had 2 of them, and I think this was the first one, and then there's another one. So, just totally, this is me, home of a needleworker. So.
Yeah, I think it is.
Anyhow.
Revisiting Red Alphabets. This is
Yes.
one I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's by Needlework Press. And we got this at summer school several years ago. And that year that we got it at summer school, Linda Danielson was working on it. And she was doing hers on, I think, Vintage Luna by Lakeside.
Wasn't she using like 52 or some small?
Oh, probably.
It was
It's
incredible.
amazing. But
And
this,
she had this long piece of fabric.
with a little hoop.
Yes.
So it looked cool while
Yes.
she was doing it.
It's all about what it looks like, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the finished product. It's how it looks while you're doing
Right.
it, too.
Right.
This is long and narrow, and it's so cool. So that
I
one,
love that.
someday, going to do
Yes.
that.
Well, that would fall in the red work
It would,
category.
yes.
Yes.
And this one, I've been wanting to start for a long time.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's...
And because of all the
I know.
colors down here, the
Red.
red. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yes. Yeah. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
You have it kitted?
I do. Oh, actually, I have it kitted. I have the threads. I had started it on something that I don't like anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to restart it on a
Got it.
40 count something or other.
Okay.
What else you got there?
Well, keep going.
Okay.
I want to see.
Okay. Beth Twist she went to Galleria. We didn't go to Galleria, but I ordered these from her shop. These are postcards.
Oh my God, I love these.
These are amazing. I mean, this is so cool.
And you're not going to send them in the mail.
Well, you know what? You could order 2 sets. One for show
Yes.
and one to send.
Yeah.
I think I have these upside down. That's from Sarah Boothman, sampler. This one, of which then I ordered the sampler that it's from.
And I thought this was new, but it's
This is
an older one.
Old, yeah. 2014.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is just a great idea. And tell them about what you want to do with them.
Oh, I want to, so I did buy 2 sets. I want to find some,
Look at that.
I want to find some little frames and frame them and then have them at work to make me happy when I'm not.
I love it.
Aren't they
I
fun?
love those.
And
I
this
love
cute little
those. Oh, vintage wax
yes,
paper
it's
envelope.
so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So if I were you people, I would get on Etsy,
Yes.
Heartstring Samplery,
Yes.
and make a beeline. Beth, Beth has bees. This one is the Anne M. Frank's 19... No, I can't read that. But I love
Oh,
this.
yeah. How did we miss that?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I've actually seen it. It's a lot, but I never pulled the trigger.
Yeah. And it was stitched on silk weaver Midas touch.
Oh, well, that's
different.
yeah.
But pull the threads and
Yes, that will be fun. Oh, and this, when I got something from I got Mary Miller from Country Sampler. I had also told them that I wanted this. I saw it on Instagram. I can't remember who, but it's a needle book.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I just think it's so adorable.
Yes. I like the turkey.
I like the Pilgrim Lady.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, so...
And Thanksgiving kind of gets a bum rap.
It
you
does,
know?
and there's so much cute
I
Thanksgiving
know.
stitching.
I know. And Thanksgiving is one of those, just be thankful for everything.
It's so
And
relaxed.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Love
got
it.
that too.
Love it.
What else?
Well, in the Christmas mode,
These
you know,
colors are amazing.
well, I think I'm going to change it.
Really?
That I have different. This is what I'm talking about.
Yes, what are we talking about?
I should have gotten this out. Sorry. This is that. I love that.
How many of those have you done? Just one?
I've just done the 2. I did one, the patriotic one, and then I did the needleworker one. I haven't done any of the other seasons. I didn't do the fall season one. But the colors are some pinky colors.
Very pinky.
So I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to Christmas. So I think I have these Victorian model threads in here. I think I'm going to change them out.
Ooh, those are,
those.
I like
Aren't
that.
those pretty?
Yeah, gorgeous.
I like this. So it's still the pinky in here, but some traditional as well. And I'm not going to do it on the 28 count over 1. I would do it on the 40, just be a little bit bigger box. You don't have to do it over 1. So,
yeah.
Anyhow,
That's beautiful.
I love that.
I think you need a bottle brush tree in there too.
I have a couple.
Oh, all right.
So I could take care of that. I love that.
Speaking of Victorian motto threads, I should really take notes during my travels around cross-stitch land. But somebody was talking about Victorian motto fabric,
Oh,
and I want to get some and try it
okay.
because it looks like it's pretty fun.
I didn't know she did fabric.
Yes,
Oh.
and she even has a club, I believe.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
Yes.
Now we're talking. Club.
Join all the clubs.
Yes. Yes. And then another, 2 more Christmas things that are on my, this came out, I think last year.
Yeah, last year.
This
was a club
drum
piece.
from Blackbird that people were in high demand to
You know
get.
why? Because it's a masterpiece.
Yes,
It's a
it is.
genius design.
I need to do this. I
Me
should have done
too.
this last year, and then I didn't, and I need to get on that. Because it's not that big, I don't
Really?
think. No.
Okay.
I mean,
It looks like a lot of stitching, but I mean, it's worth it. I mean, it's just amazing.
yeah. I just love that. Sorry if you're not in the club. But speaking of which, if you're not, this club has been discontinued. Barb and Alma are not doing it with Dying to Stitch, but they have several clubs, and it's so much fun to get Happy Mail and a surprise, and you can't go wrong, at least in my opinion. And for the small dollar amount that a club is,
Yeah.
Think
they
about
have
joining them.
Erica Michaels Strawberry Club.
correct.
They have Pineberry Lane Quaint Country Ladies, and then their other Kindred
Kind-
Spirits is Paulette Plum Street.
And
Beth Twist. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just great fun. And other shops have clubs too. So if you're interested in different designers, you do a
Yeah,
different club. But it's
just
just
go,
fun to get
Like
Happy Mail.
Google a shop and see what they have going.
Right. Silver Needle does it, except I think theirs is closed. I don't know.
Country Sampler has
Yes.
different clubs.
Yes. Yeah.
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 And so you should join at least one club
Mm-hmm.
and support a local needlework
Yes.
shop.
Yes. Exactly. And then the last
Ooh, this is
Christmas one. Again, I should have done this. I think this came out 2 years ago.
You're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, well, whatever. This one. Oh, look at that. I love that.
That's adorable.
And I even got the dark fabric.
Oh, so you're going to do that one on dark. Oh, that's cool. Oh,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
This
Whoa.
with that. I mean, look at those threads. It's on Twilight.
36 count
Count
Twilight. Who does Twilight?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that's what it called. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyways, I love that with those colors
Gorgeous.
and the little angel. And then I got the baker's twine.
That's adorable.
So, I mean, I won't finish it. Joy, I would ask her, but I love that. I love it. So, it's never too early to start thinking Christmas.
No,
but
no.
stay in the fall mode. Stitch what makes you happy.
I did
you
do
know?
Christmas stitching in July because Priscilla and
Oh,
Chelsea.
yeah.
Yeah, but then something else came along. But I did it for a good like week or so.
Oh, good.
I gotta find out what I did. Then I put everything in a thing and then took it up and so.
Did you have a special bag for it?
No.
Your Christmas? Speaking of, yes. Yeah.
Oh, no, but I'm gonna get this one out.
Yeah.
I got a new bag, people. And it's from House of Stitch and Stash.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's amazing. Look at this. Look at this.
I love the vintage.
Look at this fabric. Oh my goodness. That's a good
Yeah.
screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My friend Ann from Dying to Stitch saw this on Instagram and direct messaged me and said, you need this. And I was like, oh yes, I think I do. And I procured it.
Yes, I like it because it's bigger. It has a handle. Yeah, you should go home.
I should
And
put in a
put
bunch
all
of
your
Christmas
stuff in there.
It's
Yes.
so nice.
I mean,
So House of Stitch and Stash knows how to make a good bag.
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah, go home and fill it up and then send
Oh.
a picture.
Okay.
So I can see.
All right. I saw this on
I need
somebody's
to get this.
Instagram. I think her name is Swanky Kim.
Oh, okay.
Do you know her?
Yeah, I
Okay.
follow her. Yeah.
All right. And she said she got it on Amazon. So I toddled right over to Amazon and got it. And somebody else, if I can find it, is working on something in here that is really cool. It's this one.
Look at that. I mean, even to take little motifs from that, I just love that.
Yeah, this is good for the soul.
Yeah, and Amazon. Huh?
It's in French, but that doesn't matter because, you know, the charts are readable.
Right. Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to have to look for that.
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe there'll be some shopping later. So.
Maybe.
Let me show a couple things. These are, we'll do this first. These are really old, and this is Prairie Schooler. Here, sorry for the glare. It's not. It's just plain old.
It's back
glass.
in the old days when
Yes.
we didn't have.
I didn't do
glass.
right. I didn't do anything special, and it's old because of the mat. I stitched this probably 3 or 4 times. I did it once for me, once for my mom, and once for my brother, and love it. I love the
that
colors.
bird at the bottom too.
This is on 32 count Belfast natural, and then I've done. There's about 6 or 7 in a couple different booklets of theirs, and I've done 6 of them, and I still have them up in my home. I just love them. And then when my youngest daughter was in high school, I remember because I bought some 25 count Lugana at a store in Tuscola, Illinois, and the shop has since closed, but it was a great cross stitch shop in a small town, and they had mushroom Lugana, and I did this over one on 25 count.
That's gorgeous.
And this one, and this is the same one I just showed.
Oh, wow.
Because I loved it so much.
So
and
you
this,
did do it 4 times.
Yeah. And this 25 count Lugana is a different dye than what they're doing now. This is more brown, and I just loved it. Loved it. When I used to do, I have quite a few things over one. And
These are beautiful.
they never go out of style. Prairie Schooler's classic. They don't go out of style.
It's one of those, if you were stranded on a desert island and you only had Prairie Schooler charts, you'd be okay.
Yeah. Just DMC. Nothing fancy. Nothing wrong with DMC.
I love DMC.
Yeah. Now you can put them on the fancy rings. So. And then, because I didn't want to do, these are one of my favorite finishes that I've stitched. I didn't finish them. Joy finished them. But I loved this series, and I did not do it over one. I did these on 46 count, 1/2. This one, I mean, you don't have to do it over one. If it doesn't ring your bell, just to do them. These.
Oh, I love the lady and the man. Oh, this house.
And the way they're finished, I mean. And I think they're stuffed with maybe some sawdust in there. There's some weight. It's not just fiber fill. And then, oh yeah, this is the one she added the strawberry. And then this one. And then the little strawberry. I did do that. I did this 1/2 on 46 count, so mine is a little bit bigger. I did not do the horn book because I was doing it on 46 count vintage metal rue, I think, and it wouldn't have fit on that horn book that Brenda had. I just love them.
Very gorgeous.
And they're all together. Here, let me shove them back in here.
Nicely.
I know. So you can get the, I have them all in this LaHaye's shaker box. And the little strawberry hangs from the little handle here. And behind it is this. This is Sarah's Basket. This is the top somewhat part of Sarah Casey Unwin by Chessie and Me. I love that sampler. And I did do the sampler and have it framed. But I love this. And Joy did the finishing. I mean,
did she add this?
Yes.
That was a good move.
That's
beautiful.
I wish you could smell it because it's sawdust. But
this is the smelling portion of our program.
Yeah, smell that. and it's got the
that's
weight
nice.
in it.
Yeah,
Here,
that's
tilt
beautiful.
it so you see her finishing.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, it's just beautiful. And the colors, because they were so similar to the Brenda Gervais piece, it just fit in this little box. I think this is the knife box by...
I love with the handle. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
So this sits upstairs next to my stitching chair upstairs. So just a little inspiration for your Sunday afternoon.
That's very
So,
inspirational.
anyhow.
Yes, indeed it is. Here's getting to the bottom of my piles
Sorry.
here. When I was at House of Stitches, I got this. I know
love
you've got this
Yes,
already.
I love that.
That's really amazing. And this is in DMC too.
I'm glad people are using DMC.
Me
You don't have to
too.
do.
Yeah.
It's great to use other threads, but sometimes DMC is just what.
It's got a beautiful
Here's the-
sheen
Yeah.
and this I've been seeing a lot on Instagram, and I always, like, my heart kind of beats extra fast when I see it.
Have you seen it in person?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Have
I
you?
haven't either. I
Okay.
just wondered.
Yeah,
if
just
it's-
pictures on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
So I said when I saw it, I was like, well, I just need
Yeah.
that in
Yeah.
my stash.
Yes.
Definitely.
You need choices.
Yes.
What's in there?
Oh, this is, did I ever show this bag? I don't think I
so.
did.
I don't
This
know
is
that bag.
from Stitching the High Notes, Joe. I love this bag.
Yeah.
And this is a little fob that Brenda got me from 5 Times Blessed.
Yeah.
This is, I've been obsessed with this for a long time, and I don't know why I haven't just stitched it
I love that.
and finished it.
Yeah. In the blue. That's totally you.
It is totally me.
Yeah.
And here,
Yes.
there's the colors.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
In
they're just,
DMC.
yeah, DMC. Oh, and look how
that.
much I got done. Look at the start I did. Oh my gosh.
Wow. You were on a roll.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, all I should have is this and one other thing.
But sometimes
I know, we need
stitch what
choice.
makes you happy.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself
But this
up.
makes me happy, and I don't know why I'm not stitching it at all times.
Well, there's other things that
I know.
on a
it's
any
squirrel.
given day
Yeah.
you can change your mind.
Yeah, because
So-
then you might see something on Instagram.
Right.
And,
Then all bets are off. I mean, Instagram is great, but we talked about that before.
when we were at the retreat last week, I brought this with me, and this is a summer school piece from Samplers Remembered, Linda Danielson, which she'll probably release at some point, maybe,
Yeah.
I think. But to be honest, the colors that it was charted for, because it was reproduced from an original, they just weren't getting me all hepped up. So,
You had to fix that.
yeah, I utilized, my friend Katrina Devine was at the retreat from Colorado, and she is a color queen. So I said to her, I want something like blue and yellow, like French provincial something or other. So she came up with these. Can you hold that for a sec?
Oh, yes.
And,
Oh, in here. Look at the darling.
oh, I know. Sampling of memories.
Oh, and those colors are pretty.
So I got
Very
a
pretty.
piece of Old Town Blend by R&R at the retreat and started
That
this
looks good.
sampler. Yeah,
Very nice.
I love the blue and yellow. So that's one of the things. That's all. That's pretty much all I got done at the retreat.
But you've gone all the way across, so it's not very big.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. Very pretty.
Oh, that brings me to a law.
Oh, what's that?
Well, people like have their works in progress, you know. And
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Listen up.
All right. So, you know, you see people and they'll like show their thing and then they're done, right?
Yeah.
And then they're going to fold it. So I fold it like this because I want my stitching on the inside. I don't want it, but like more than one person, more than 2 people, more than 8 people I've seen do this. Here's their stitching, and they have a lot more than I do. And they'll go like this and have the stitching on the outside.
Oh, my God.
What-
That would make me crazy. I'd have
mean,
to go
every
over and
time
correct
I
it.
see it, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
you don't do that. You put your
no.
stitching on the inside.
Yeah. What if something
Not
happens?
the outside.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I don't either. It's common sense, folks. You put your stitching on the inside.
I mean, please stop,
Yes.
everybody. Stop
Yes.
doing that. It makes
Yes.
me nervous.
Yes.
And
We
I
don't want you to be nervous.
No, I don't want to be. I mean, I'm nervous enough.
Well, you don't need to be nervous over this.
God, no. But really, I mean, it's not like I've not seen it just once or twice. I mean, it happens all the time.
Different people.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You got to fold it on the inside.
Please.
That's just
please,
the way
I
it's
beg
done.
of you.
Yes.
Okay.
That's today's law.
Mm-hmm. Which I am going to compile them by the end of the year so that we have a good list.
Oh, we could do a year-end refresher course going
Review.
into the new year, effective January 1st, 2020.
Yeah.
Here are all the laws you
Yeah.
should be abiding.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. You brought me a
love that.
thingamabob, and I forgot where to put it.
Oh.
You brought me a ring, and I
Yes.
don't know what I did with it.
So,
So
oh well, we'll
put
find
those
it later.
together.
Yes.
In a
I'll
handful.
hold them up. Yes.
Okay. One of our new local stitching friends,
Mary.
Mary, is doing the Spanish mystery sampler. Well, I've had this in my stash for a long time.
I don't. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, you need to get
Yes.
call. Oh, you can order it
I'm
from
from Kin
yeah,
Stitcher.
yeah, and then you'll get that thing, and it says inspected
Inspected
by
by
zero.
zero. Yeah, I haven't gotten one of those yet. I
Oh
need
yeah,
to get
you
that.
do. So this takes a big piece of fabric.
And look at those colors. I
Yeah.
like that little pop of red.
That little pop of red right there.
And there's some more of the blue that that bluish green that's in Mary Miller and Hannah Hester here.
Yeah. So I
Very
needed a
pretty.
big piece of fabric, and I never could pull the trigger. Well, we were at the retreat, so we sat down at a round table with Pat and Karen and I, and we just like looked through all this fabric and looked at the big pieces, and we found this, which is a fat half of Stars Hollow blend by R&R.
yeah.
So
I love that.
Mary's doing hers on Vintage Sand Dune, and it looks really, really good. And it's darker than this. But this looks like the picture,
Yeah.
and Brenda just gave me the go-ahead. In
Yeah.
her opinion, she thinks it's good, too.
It's the motto was stitched with vintage light exemplar, which is very similar to this.
Yeah.
And I love this. Smells great. You
Yeah.
smelled it? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's pretty.
that's
really pretty.
And that's another thing I was thinking to myself. What is it about BAPS and me? You know BAPS?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Big ass projects. Almost everything I do is like I'm picking this big thing, and then I get like, oh, it's just
Well, that's why you need to intersperse with
The
a
little.
few small little things.
Okay.
And then go back to a
yeah.
big project. That's pretty. And Mary's really far.
She is.
Yeah, she's
Oof.
smoking away on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if you want to look on Instagram, it's Mary Darling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
On Instagram. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of people, last week at the retreat, I got to meet Cindy
Oh,
of Cindy
no,
Stitching.
I would love to meet her.
She's so nice
Yeah.
and fun. Oh,
Yeah.
she's really cool.
And her stitching looks
I know,
beautiful.
it is. She was working on
Yes.
Blessings Be Thine by Blackbird,
Oh.
that Christmas piece, which is amazing.
Yes.
which is-
She just posted that as a
Yes.
finish. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I got to meet Deneen, who you haven't met yet, but she lives in a south suburb.
Okay.
And she grew up in Thornton, which is right next door to South Holland, where I grew up.
oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, so
Small world.
yeah, and
Oh,
so it was
cool.
really fun to meet her too. Hi, Deneen. Hi, Cindy.
There's a lot of people that are local to us that we don't even know, and we get to meet them
I
at the
know,
retreat.
I
So
know.
that's fun.
That's like we
lots
met
of fun.
Trisha in, well, we first met her in Glen Ellen, but then we really met her in Arizona.
Correct. We had to go to
We
Arizona.
spend more time with her in Arizona
Correct.
than we do here in
Right,
Illinois.
right.
It's crazy.
Oh, yes.
I got all
Show
this
all that.
jazz.
Yes.
All right.
Again, we need more tables or little people to help us.
We need some little people. One last thing on the big ass projects, which leads me to another subject. But first, let's talk about
Yeah, here.
this is the other big project I was looking for a big amount of fabric for, because this
I like
has been on my radar for 80 years. I mean, I have been wanting to stitch this forever.
And you want to do it in black.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got a fat half of Espresso by R&R.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful fabric.
I have to talk to
beautiful.
Anne this week, though, because I'm not sure if I should just get a hank of NPI silk if I should use one of these. We already ruled out 310,
I wouldn't
which
do
would
that.
be the easiest thing to do,
Right.
but
I think it needs
a little variation,
yeah, or yeah,
just not so stark.
correct.
So, and I'll be discussing that with you
Yes.
this
And
week.
these are the choices.
Yeah,
like-
onyx, blackboard, or something.
Yeah, blackboard and black crow. Not any of these.
Black.
Would be
One of
fine,
them
too.
had some green in it, which I don't want. I think it was black crow, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. And then with 36 count, I would like some good coverage. So maybe the NPI is the way to go then, because it's a little thicker.
Correct.
If
Or
there
Swattage is even a little bit thicker than that.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You could get a hank of that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, discuss your options.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe you can find us in your Swattage land of. Maybe you
Yes.
have one,
I'm
and you
sure
would tell
I
me
have
the
a black-
number,
Yes.
and then I could
Yes.
order it.
There you go.
And of course, we know that Anne Grimshaw is a Quaker sampler, and so I was thinking of declaring 2020 the year of everybody stitch a Quaker,
At least one.
at least one.
Yeah. Faye Rigsby, Carolina Stitcher, did that a couple years ago.
Oh, she
She
did?
did some beautiful
Oh, she did.
samplers. Oh,
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
recall going a little
Yes.
cuckoo about
Yes.
that.
the
Yeah.
one by Shakespeare's Peddler, which Karen
Oh,
just
Ragamuffin
finished.
two.
Ragamuffin 2, yeah.
Oh, I have that started.
Yeah. Oh, you should pull that out, because that's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I bought this like
Yeah.
months ago,
Yeah.
kitted up with 40 count parchment weeks by Zweigart. So I want to do this.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And when we,
We were at the Scarlet Letter.
like a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I got
this.
this.
Was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat Ryan just
She
finished
did?
that a year or so ago.
Oh, I think I probably remember that now that you
Mhm.
mention it.
Yeah. And she did hers with black as well.
Oh, good.
I'm not a big fan of the black, but I think it's striking.
It
but I would get
is.
bored with
What would you
stitching
do
all
it
the-
in?
Red.
Red.
But you know, I think it's beautiful when it's done. I
Mhm.
just don't.
Oh, you think you would get bored?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd be like,
Well, you
"Ugh."
wouldn't get bored because you would put it on cute rings and things like that.
Little accessories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm winding down, but
No, you're just winding up.
oh, I'm winding up. So one of the things that we do when we go to Shipshewana is go to a place called Yoder's. It's like a general store, and they have a fabric department that's amazing. And so my mom and I were there at least twice looking at fabric and really just going a little cuckoo. But so I got some stuff that I'm going to send to Belinda at Blue Ribbon Designs. This one is a bag that Brenda already has, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, there it is. So I have this. This is the outside, and this will be the inside.
Katrina sent me the fabric for that
Yeah, I
because
love that.
I loved her bag. I mean,
Oof.
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
So,
she has really good
yeah.
taste.
Yes, perfect.
bags.
Yes, she does.
This will be the outside, and this will be the inside of this one. I mean, it's hard to choose because they're both so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and then French General. They had a ton of French General, and I love their stuff. Look at this. And that on the inside.
Oh yeah. You can't go wrong.
French General is
Yeah.
just... And this one, I don't know which is the inside and which is the out because I like both of them.
Yeah.
That's so
It
cool.
almost looks like you could put a Quaker piece in that.
Ooh,
Just because that looks kind of like a Quaker
Mhm.
thing. Mm-hmm.
very cool. And oh, this.
Yeah, I like that.
Holy moly.
Perfect.
And I think this is the same fabric as before, but a different colorway.
Oh, okay.
Look at that
Yeah.
cuteness.
Oh yeah. Beautiful. Blue.
This, this just felt so Dutch to me. This outside,
Oh,
that inside.
They have a tinge of blue to it.
Yes.
Huh? Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And then this, I just got some because my mom got some too, and it's just cool. And then this, I don't know, I lost my mind over this. This is not for a bag. This is for like backing of a fall.
Oh yeah. That's perfect.
You know, it just looks so vintage
Yes.
and
Yeah. Yeah. By
Cool.
Joe Morton.
Ah,
Mhm.
good old Joe Morton. So that was,
You had a lot of fun.
yeah, bag time.
Yeah. And I missed all that.
Yeah, that
so,
their fabric at Yoder's is,
yeah.
I mean,
I know.
it's amazing. I think they've upped their game even
Oh,
since
really?
like a couple years ago. Yeah,
Oh.
it's good stuff.
Well, Next
stuff.
year for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Michigan has a bye
Oh well,
that
thank
weekend.
God.
So should not be any conflict there. So,
I hope not.
yes. Okay. Well, I hope we've inspired you, and I hope that you are going to stitch for the next couple weeks until we're back, and we'll have more to show you when we come back.
Mhm.
So, and thanks again for watching, for commenting. We so appreciate it.
Yeah, we
and if
really do.
there's anything, any questions that you have and that we didn't answer, if you have more, please leave them, and we will try our very best to get back to you as quickly as possible. So, until then, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.